All right, ladies and gentlemen, so quite an interesting game number one. We head over to game two to see the continuation of this series where Violet is taking on Mr. Titan, Rox.Kis Titan, and Violet is up 1-0. Let's go ahead and check it out. It's going to be on Antigua Shipyard. It is on Antigua Shipyard, rather. And I'm joined with, if you didn't know already, the German phenom, Mr. Khaldor, aka Thomas Killian. He goes by Thomas Killian as his real life name, and Khaldor as his actual life name. All right, so we thankfully seem to drop Khaldor.
No, we actually don't. I was just
and I don't think he actually has internet to continue the game, so I'm gonna actually solo cast this for the rest of the game. We have the bottom right-hand corner, the purple Zerg, Empire Violet, top left-hand corner, Rox.Kis, Titan as the green Protoss.
Gretorp,
and again, we have the pylon. I'm sorry, go ahead, Khaldor. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm enjoying this quite a bit. I mean, this series was really a little bit weird, but we talked about SCV and Protoss Zealot Lovin on Talder Maltar between Khas and Titan.
Yes.
Now we have Titan defending against the 7 pool, losing the game after all, after 22 minutes against the base race with Mutalisks. And now we have maybe the last game. Maybe we're in for a best of, well, for a third game in this best of 3 ace match. We have Titan against Violet, and you already mentioned the pylon, which is actually amazing. We see a pylon by Titan.
Now, I do know that the Russian-Ukrainian scene are operating on non-NASL maps right now for some reason. But as you can see, the gold expansions are up. And I'm going to go ahead and say right away that this will favor Protoss quite a bit. This is a ladder map, so it you know, I mean, they practice on it all the time. But basically what the objective of Protoss is to do on this map is either do some sort of 2-base all-in if they have gone for a 3 hatchery type of opening, or they could just play it into endgame, take the gold expansion, take your opponent's gold expansion, split the map, and basically suffocate the Zerg through attrition. Just take all the expansions possible and deny your opponent's expansion. You'll be fine.
Good luck with that.
GGGLHF.
Definitely. Well, let's just talk a little bit about what's happening right now, because I feel like Titan this time is facing a normal strategy, so we won't see a game that is as weird as the last one. We have both of them going for an expansion, and even though he started with a gateway first, once again Titan really seems to favor this style. We have him now with the Nexus, and he's starting with the Cybernetics core as well, so that he can get all those stalkers now to deal with the Zergling run-bys, because we have a couple of Zerglings headed for the main base of Titan, and the third base for Violet very, very soon. That's a very fast third base. I'm actually a little bit surprised by how fast it is.
Well, we have seen faster, but it's still really, really fast for sure. I think the big ones, the big people that get that super fast third, I've actually seen it as early as 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Chef and Rhett, two people from the same team, from Team Liquid, they've done it plenty of times, but we'll see. Violet did a little bit of a later one, not going to be a big deal, but the first couple Zealots are out in the middle of the map, and this might be some good pressure, forcing Violet to get a couple more Zerglings that he wants to.
I think it actually will, and we have the +1 attack upgrade already being researched for Titan upon finishing his forge. There are 2 Zealots and 1 probe, and he's trying to pressure the third just a tiny little bit. Obviously we are way, well, it's going to be ages until the warp gate technology is done, but we might see a cannon being built. There's already the pylon in production, and a third Zealot is joining the first 2. We have the Queen already heading towards the third base, and the pylon is going to finish very, very, very soon. The probe is still going strong, so we might just see the cannon while the Zealots are trying to defend. There they are, 2 cannons in the back, and this is going to be a lot of pressure. I don't think that he can hold the space.
3 cannons actually being placed up. Now, the Zealots are just trying to buy time. If they can trade with the Zerglings, it's actually very advantageous, but you can see the Zealots are dying quite a bit. and additional Zerglings will be pushed up here. So it looks like these cannons will have to be canceled. I don't think there's any conceivable way that these come up and do any damage, but there's a lot of indirect damage. Yes, that's a lot of cancel time and a lot of opportunity costs, but we can see indirect damage being done. You can see a ton of Zerglings pop out right there. And checking the income tab, normally this is a point where Zerg will have 40 Harvesters, and Protoss like to have around 28, or that's what they don't like it, but that's what they usually witness. They're at equal Harvesters at this point. That favors Protoss quite a bit, especially with this continuation that we see for gate pressure with a +1 timing.
I have to give it to Violet though. He defended so well, and his queens helped a lot, obviously, but he did a really good job. And those cannons were just seconds from completing. So if he would have actually managed to at least get 1 or 2 cannons, this would have been a really tough hold for Violet. But with all the queens and the Zerglings, he was able to force the cancel. And you're right, we have the 4 gates, so this will be quite some pressure. Still 1 gateway has to be involved. There we go, 5 gates in total, and the warp in at the bottom, so the warp forward pylon is being attacked by one of the queens. The roach war not done yet. The lair tech is not done either. 64 supply, 43 harvester supply against 36 probes, and now the queens are being attacked. Thankfully there is a lot of creep, but with the second round of warp ins, this is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, and I think trying to chase these queens are going to be a fruitless endeavor. As you can see, they just get completely surrounded. Now he's just giving up a lot of zealots over here. That's still buying him a lot of time. That hatchery is down to half-life, or below half-life, I should say, rather. Additional zealots are going to be warped in here. And remember, the +1 attack is a research, but 11 roaches in queue right now. You can see how efficient those Zerglings are, or excuse me, the zealots are. Zerglings just get absolutely crushed. And now finally roaches out on the field. Was this enough damage? I'm not sure yet. Actually, Stalker's being warped in here. That might actually help out quite a bit with this roach count.
Exactly. As soon as he realizes that we have roaches and not Zerglings anymore for Violet, he warps in Stalkers instead of Zealots, and he adapts to his opponent's strategy. Titan now on 67 against 64 supply, and Violet is struggling quite a bit. He is down in Harvester supply 34 to 43, and his roaches are not just trying to defend against these Stalkers somehow, but it's going to be such a tough battle. I'm not sure if Violet is able to hold it. He's getting more and more units. Maybe he's able to throw his opponent back after all, but this is definitely a really nice battle between the two of them. This is quite the attack by Titan.
Blink is being researched, and we have Titan just pushing forward. You can see these roaches are not able to do enough damage. The Stalkers initially were just taking out all the roaches, so he wasn't able to amass a good number in that beginning stage when he first got everything. Now another round of Stalkers can come out here. That's going to help deal with the roaches quite well. Every single time Violet goes for roaches, you know, Titan's able to react and just immediately put down Stalkers, and then the Zerglings come out to help out because Zerglings are natural enemies to those Stalkers, and then he warps in some Zealots and it helps a lot. That +1 attack is being utilized to its maximum potential, and we see Titan taking a very gigantic advantage in this beginning stage, 34 Harvesters to 46. It's looking like Titan is far ahead and looking to take the gold this time around.
I actually don't know. He already lost a lot of units, and he lost a ton of Stalkers, so Violet defended this after all, and he didn't lose his hatchery. He is still on, he has 1 queen, 3 hatcheries, he has a lot of lava now, he can rebuild his army, and Titan made a lot of small mistakes. He had a lot of energy up on both Nexi, so he could not chrono boost. He didn't, well, he could, but he didn't chrono boost his Blink with Blink. That would have been a completely different engagement. In the end, he could have used this micro in order to take down the roaches, and without killing the third, I'm not quite sure if he actually came out ahead of this battle. He's taking a third now on his own, and with Violet just attacking him, I could see Violet coming out ahead in this game.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I think he'd be bad Blink actually. The Stalkers are going to die right here. He needs to actually blink behind here. So that's quite a shame, and Violet is getting a lot more damage down than he should be. Unfortunately for Titan, so just as I say, but I still think he has an advantage. He always has the advantage with his upgrades. He has that for a very long time. I don't like this third all too much. I think going for the Gateway army is a lot better. And now, because of this, Never mind, Titan, he's suffered way too many losses in this, losing a lot of income, down to 26 probes now. Oh my gosh, this is a disaster.
41 probes in total. 41 probes in total already. This is insane.
I really thought he was so far ahead, and losing that, also the third, I don't understand the third. You developed your army. You put so much into developing your army, and then you don't have a standing force. You have 3 stalkers on the field. Why are you taking your nexus? That is not the position that you want to be in. And you can see Titan gets punished for it with this roach timing. Well, I shouldn't really say it's a timing, but this roach circling attack that does way too much damage than it actually should. And Titan right now in a bad position. He's just committed to making additional probes at this point. You can see in the production tab only probes and sentries, the least mineral heavy units.
Violet is just going for an all-out attack with roaches. He's researching burrow, he's researching tunneling claws, he's building roaches, and more roaches. He knows that he did a ton of damage with his last few attacks, that he was able to take down so many harvesters of his opponent, that his economy is way better with 55 drones and now just saturating 3 bases, and he's just going for it. He doesn't even care about the blink. He knows that he just has the numbers to completely drown his opponent in roaches, and that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, and now where do the roaches actually go to? This would be a mistake going up here, but he doesn't trap enough roaches in, and now he actually traps his own stalkers in. The roaches are going to go directly up into the natural. If he let more roaches come up, that would have been much better. Segmenting off the roaches, and then you can use your blink stalkers. You can do a lot of fancy little things like that, but now the probes are under attack. You can see 4 stalkers, or 4 roaches moving over to the side. They actually go down. Oh, there's no observers out.
No observer.
This is terrible.
He killed the robotics. He killed the robotics, and not only the robotics, he killed the cybernetics core as well. No more stalkers either. And now he can just burrow everywhere he wants. There are a bunch of cannons down at the bottom granting detection, but that's all there's to it. The pylons in the main base, they go down. He's killing the cybernetics core once again, and Titan, he's desperate now. He's going for a dark shrine because that's the only thing he can do, and at the same time we have another bunch of roaches attacking the third. Yeah. Oh god.
And Violet just outplaying his opponent. Game 1 and Game 2, we saw this. Titan is just no match for Violet. Violet's looking just way too good. Again, the force fields go up, but what can he do? The burrow and the tunneling claw doing way too much. Kills the remaining number of probes over here. The other 4 roaches are going to pop up over on the top left-hand side. They finally get nope, they don't get cleaned up. There's 1 remaining. I don't know. No, it's not. I don't know. He will not be able to deal with this, and we're going to see a GG coming out from Titan any time now as he loses his last remaining buildings.
He might try to wait for the Dark Shrine, but that's the last hope that he has. He was able to secure his 3rd base, but the main base is gone. Violet has a gold expansion now. He's going for the +2 attack upgrade. He has basically everything that he needs in order to take this game. He has overseers as well, just in a position between his 3 bases. And wow, this is so bad for Titan right now.
Yeah, critical.
52 harvesters against 28.
I mean, he looks so good. Titan looks so good in this game number 2. He was on top of his game. He was obviously in a great position where he had more harvesters than his opponent. And then taking the 3rd without taking any units, you get blink, you get +2 attack, you get all these gateways, 5 gateways, obviously Twilight Council. All of your stuff is pointing towards my gateway units are going to be overdeveloped, and it's going to empower them against masked roaches. And then he goes, not only the Nexus, he goes the Robo, which, okay, I see the Robo. You might need that for observers, junk like that. Yes, that's fine. But the timing in which he did it was just all out of whack, man. You can't rely on the Robotech at that point when you're actually being crushed by all these roaches. I think just relying on cannons has to suffice for this period in time while you traded out all of your units and you know your opponent has a slight army advantage over you. And now these roaches are going to run in here, and this is going to be the end of it because there are overseers with it, so the Dark Templars just get shredded to pieces.
Yeah.
It is their last resort. Suffocation, no breathing for Titan. And there it is. GG.
GG, and Empire takes today's team war. They take the team match with the ace match, 2-0 for Violet against Titan.
Correct, and it's a shame, kind of lackluster performance by Titan these last 2 ace matches, but Violet able to play resilient in both games. He does get behind in both game 1 and game 2 and is able to come back out of the ashes and well, whatever. He smashes his opponent. That's what it comes down to. So, well played by Violet, and congratulations to Team Empire for taking it yet again and just bolstering themselves up in the top of the NASTL. Nope, nothing. All right, so that's going to conclude today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Khaldor, as always, man, thanks so much for casting with me. It was like smooth jazz on the coast. That's what our session was like today, dude. It was just so smooth, and we were definitely hitting like 30 different chords today.
Yeah, I think so. It was a little bit of a couple of odd games that we saw in today, yes, but very, very interesting. A little bit different than from a little bit non-standard. Let's just say it was non-standard. Yeah. So pretty nice team one nonetheless, and well, in the end we have Empire taking it, and Violet just proved why he is so really valuable to his team.
Yep, and Khaldor, well, for everybody at home, you can catch Khaldor out at the GSL. Also, you can catch him in the coming days for NASTL. Also, the NASL Sunday Show match. Can't wait to actually cast that with you, Khaldor. It's going to be great. But Khaldor, thank you so much yet again. Do you have any shout-outs before we actually end this?
Not really. Not today.
Not even.
My mind is completely empty. It was blown away by all the games that we've seen today. So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to do a shout-out really quick before I go into the closing words. I'm going to shout out to Khaldor for casting with me. Thank you so much. I'm glad you share the same sympathy. But that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to thank our sponsors, the people that made this possible. Of course, EIZO monitors, the monitor supply here at the NASL. iBuyPower Computers, the computer sponsor that powers the NASL studios. I want to thank Kingston HyperX, Cooler Master, and last but not least, Beyond Gaming. Also, check out on Twitter and Facebook, NASL TV. Don't forget the EIZO giveaway that we're doing, the EIZO monitor. You can see that beautiful monitor signed by all your favorite people at the NASL Season 2 Finals. That can be won by liking EIZO USA on Facebook or by following them on Twitter, twitter.com/EIZOUSA. Also, check out the Beyond Gaming application, the desktop application that allows you to connect to your friends a lot easier. Shows your wins, losses to your opponents, or not your opponent. Well, I guess it's your opponents, the people that you're in competition with. You can check that out at the website beyondgaming.com/page/BG link. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today. Tune in tomorrow for another round of NASTL. You can check out any of the action that you might have missed on YouTube at NA Star League. That's going to do it for me today. I'm Gretorp signing out. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Well, apparently. Actually, your teammate in control once called me the god of cheese.
Really?
The god of cheese. So I believe I'm way ahead of you again, Jake.
Frick.
It's okay.
Alright. I'll be the bigger man today and not say anything since we're casting.